welcome. Today in this session, we're going to play with sound. We're going to play with sound. This is 528 hertz. I also have 2 crystal sound bowls with us today because we're going to be focused in 2 energetic spaces today as we sit together. This is a live feature that will be in the Lightworker Toolkit. Ooh! And it is intended for lightworkers. So this is a space that is intended for those of us that have recognized it's time to shine our light, at least in some way. We also might have had some recognition that we weren't shining our light. And that's the whole ego death process that I'm referring to there. But this is a space where I'm intending to help, assist, come alongside, be another tune-in for, be another anchor for, another pillar for those of us that are wanting to spread our love light in the world. So we're going to play with some sound bowls. We're going to play with some cards, potentially, and we're going to tune in to our own heart center. So if you're going to be staying in the space for this session, I encourage you not to be driving or operating machinery, because we're going to settle into our inner being. Now, we are so supported right now in this session. I'm sitting under my copper pyramid, so that's an additional grounding and source aligning contributor tool to the process. I also have a candle burning that is, I have set the intention, will transmute and alchemize any energies today that we're releasing. Transmute and alchemize any energies today that are no longer serving us, and we're aware of this. So I'm just intending that that flame be the place that anything we're releasing today from our ego, from our programming, from our energetic field, that it be handled, protected, and safe. So, let's see. For the first part of the training, my guides are showing me a little bit of a framework. Also, I didn't really predict or know that the lighting was going to be like this, so the lighting might fluctuate because I've got the natural light coming in from behind me. My guides told me to set it up like this, and I trust my guides. Also, my guides are much, I can almost say higher self more than guides. I'm going to pick a new position because I'm being shown a lot of things. So the first, okay, let's see. I get it now. I see, and they're showing me the clock. Okay. All right. All right, so first we're going to start with some breathing. I want you all to settle in, just relax. Let go of what you think this is supposed to be. Let go of what you think you're supposed to be. Let go of those things that may have been burdening you before, stressing you out before, tying you in knots before. Let it go. Let it go for a moment. And just relax as you breathe all the way into your root chakra. Your root chakra is at the base of your spine. Every single one of you here that have been working on blocks in your energy field, you need to work on your root chakra. It's the one you're neglecting. This is the root chakra bowl. Just let yourself be with the sound as you breathe into your root chakra. Normally we think of the breathing as breathing in through the mouth and into the lungs. I want you to breathe as though you're breathing from your root chakra. You're taking the breath into your root chakra, releasing it out your root chakra. Do that a few times. Some of you are going to want to wiggle around. Some of you are going to want to do maybe some gentle motion to really loosen up this root chakra. This is the energetic place that all of your counter manifestations have been sitting and waiting for you to attend to them. This root chakra is your sense of stability. This root chakra is your sense of safety. This root chakra allows you to be in the body and feel good in the body. If it's limited, if it's blocked, we're going to feel... When the root chakra has limitation, the rest of the chakras will have limitation. This is just the way of it. So many of you are working on yourselves, you're healing yourselves, you're doing the work. But you're doing the work from your mind. And you're not doing the work from your energy. And your mind is important. Your mind is absolutely a part of it. But if we're only working from the mind, we're neglecting the root chakra. We're neglecting our body. We're maybe getting really good at that astral travel, really good at that remote viewing and out-of-body stuff. But when it comes to our actual everyday life, it's not driving. It almost feels like it sucks to be there. That's because the root needs to be attended to. Your root chakra is asking me to speak for your root chakras, and your root chakras are telling me, this is interesting and new. Normally the chakras don't telepathically communicate with me, but your root chakras are asking me to have you all scan your life right now and ask yourself where you're not feeling safe. Where aren't you feeling safe? Is it relationships? Is it in your body? Is it your environment? Is it certain places, certain people? Certain media sources? Your root chakra is just asking you to look at this. Your root chakra is just asking you to sense this. Become aware. Some of you will want to have maybe a journal for this because we're in a very Akashic field. I've had several people ask me recently, what's the Akashic field? What are the Akashic records? What is this? How do you talk to me like you can know what's going on in my mind? How do you talk to me like you know my whole history? It's from the Akashic records. We all have access to these Akashic records. It's our DNA. It's within us, but we also can travel this DNA ladder. Some you might be familiar with Jacob's ladder. You can travel this pillar of light. But if you're traveling this pillar of light into the higher realms without having a balanced chakra system all the way down into the earth plane, planted here, anchored here, then you're going to feel a juxtaposition between your meditative practices and your everyday life. I'm here to help balance that out. You don't have to make these spiritual, meditative self-care practices something that are so isolated, so only 5 minutes a day. This can become your everyday. And one of the ways to play with this is sound. Why? Because the sound removes story. Light, we can heal with light. But light is information. Story related. So when that light healing isn't doing it for you, it's time to move to sound. Because with sound, believe it or not, you're not going to get that story piece. You're going to get the frequency, the octave. So if there's anything on that bandwidth, anything on that octave, let's say of any one of your chakras, that's tangled, that's not harmonious, that's not open, we can ask why. We can ask that area of our body, of our energetic system, what it needs. We can get curious about it. We can tune in deeper to it, subtler to it. So when the mind starts activating the story, let go of the story. What's the feeling? What's the memory? What is your consciousness attempting to surface for you? My guides are showing me that some of you have just had some clarity. Allow that. Please allow that clarity. I feel neutral about eggs. I feel pretty neutral about a lot right now. And that's what happens when you can enter coherence. When you enter coherence, you're not asking people, hey, what do you think about this thing? What's your take on this thing? That's duality. Been a vegetarian for a long time. I love animals very much. I feel much of a soul connection with animals. I feel I can relate more on this planet to animals and children. Don't call me good girl. Good girl, bad girl. I am both. What am I choosing? Now that we've all been softened with sound, aligned with sound, and aligned with source, notice the areas in your life where your pendulum needs to be heard. The part of you that's yearning for validation. being shown the word validation a lot. And you're being asked, dare I say challenged, to find opportunities in life to self-validate. The ego thinks it wants like the outer validation, but it doesn't really help. A compliment won't land within you unless you believe it already. Some of you are really resisting when people compliment you. Someone says thank you or expresses love to you and you deny it. Why? If you don't know why, that's okay. Can you invite yourself to shift it a little? Just a little. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Some cards are coming in. Trinity again. Okay. Trinity again. I see. Okay. So at this point in the transmission, we're being invited to ask within the quantum portal of our heart, the 0 point frequency within our heart, at the very centerest of us. How are you doing in your body? How are you doing in your mind? How are you doing in your soul? Are any of these frequencies, tune-ins, experiences of yourself, are any of them in need? Does your body need something? Does your mind need something? Dolores Cannon often talked about mind candy. Sometimes our mind needs that story piece. Sometimes our mind needs to work it through in a contextual way. It's all right. But how's the soul? How's the part of you that's ever lasting and forever? The truest part of you that's always been with you. Always. How's that part doing? If any one of these parts, our mind, our body, our soul, are neglected, things will not feel good. That's why I'm being asked by the angelic realms to represent sound today, to help you understand that sound healing, whether that's you're putting a YouTube video on of a sound bath, or you're doing your own, or you're humming, vocal toning, doing light language, singing, letting sound guide you. That's a beautiful bridge. It's yet another of many bridges. Tarot decks, bridges. Oracle decks, bridges. Bridges, tools. Connection points. Portals. The great severing, Mars energy, anger. Someone said anger here, I think twice. Anger, conflict, softening to love. Today's was not planned and very random, and I just did it, and it's going in the Lightworker Toolkit at the end. So the things in life that make us angry. What they're asking about this. They're saying we're not, okay, this is the angels. And then also Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter are sort of, I'm seeing this connection of energies that's flowing in. Yep. And that's just the planets they're showing me. So, okay. This is it's the combination of vertical and horizontal archangels. I've talked about this before, but just tune in with me gently, subtly. They're showing me Mars, Jupiter, and Mercury, these 3 planets. So tune into those planets. They're showing me that they want you to tune into Mercury first. Mercury is very small, mercurial. We're also going to tune into Thoth, Hermes, Plato. We're going to tune into, Kuan Yin is actually quite helpful in the Mercury energies. But these are very quicksilver, okay? Alchemy, fast. So this Mercury that's going around the sun, which you're also like, you're intertwined with this. We're like a system here. Everything's affecting everything. Everything's interconnected. So Mercury is going very fast around the sun. Your mind might feel like it's going fast sometimes. Tune into Mercury. What's going on there? When the anger is coming up, what's going on with your connection with Mars? You might even want to look to see where is Mars right now in the sky. I don't know this because I am not an astrologer. But what they're saying is some of you have Mars. Okay, I'm not an astrologer, so take this with a grain of salt because it's channeling through. They're asking you all, I really want to write this down, but I'll just hopefully remember to do it myself. They're asking us to look where our Mars is in our natal chart, because this is going to help us understand more deeply our anger. They're saying wherever your Mars is, however that sign and house expresses is how your anger is going to express. So again, I need to say this a million times, like I'm not an astrologer, I'm a channeler. But those of you, they're just saying those of you, and this is the archangels again, they're saying those of you that are struggling with anger, you need to look at your own anger and figure out how to process it, because you're not. They're saying you're not. They're saying, this is just for those of you that are struggling with anger, but let me see. What they're showing me is you're trying to express your anger in an outfit that you're not meant to express it in. So it's like they're showing me that the costume, I'll say, or the constellation even, or the house, I'll say, that your anger was meant to be functioning, expressed, exchanging in this earth plane. Your anger is not bad. Don't avoid your anger, okay? It's there to teach you something. Emotions are energy in motion. But what they're saying is a lot of you are trying to put on an outfit to express your anger that like you've seen in the world. And so your anger keeps getting you like into more distorted paths. Because they're also saying that when you try to communicate your anger, they're saying it's not integrated within you yet. So whoever you're trying to express this to can't receive it. Okay. I'll just be raw and honest that I don't really deal that much with anger anymore, so this is very foreign to me to channel, but hopefully it's resonating. I'm just making sure. Jupiter, they're also saying Jupiter. They're saying when Jupiter and Mars can work together, your anger will start to be a complement to your life. That's so weird. I have no idea what they're saying. Whatever, I'm going to lay it out there. Okay, so whatever that means to you. So I wish I could just pause this video right now and go look at my chart, because I don't know these things by heart, and this is new for me. I'm going to rechange my positioning again. So did someone receive something from that, hopefully? No? No? All right. Oh, Aries and Mars. Whoa. Fire. Bring that fire. Bring that heat. Bring that fire. Bring that heat. Bring that fire. Bring that heat. I don't know. We're just going to go with it. Okay. So. Yep. Whoop. Nope. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to type some. That was kind of light language and stumbling of my words. So, let me see where we're at here. Where are we at here? So what the archangels are basically saying is they're saying post-release energy. So we're in that right now. Post. So post. Okay, let me get back to the transmission because there's people in the comments that definitely want to trigger me right now. And I see ya. What up, homies? My new way of doing this is that I'm just going to like read your whole name and then post the video on YouTube too. So you're helping everybody basically because you're making some of the videos that are supposed to be in my only paid memberships public. Let's have some fun with this earth plane. Know what I'm saying? Why not? Okay, so post-release energy, they're just saying this is the opportunity to better understand yourself. So what they're kind of saying is that when your anger or your connection with Mars, your expression of Marsian energies, I don't know how to say that. If your anger is causing disruption in your life, it's time to do some shadow work. It's time to look at it. It's time to go deeper. Don't wait for someone else to behave a certain way. You know. Marsian. Yeah. We're creating new words today. Because it's really fun to create, recreate, 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 recreate. You know what I'm saying? Make something new. Every time you're making something new. Okay, let's see. My new thing is that I like when I really need to get grounded after really spicy transmissions that I don't understand 10% of. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Shadow work can be fun. Just make it fun. Just make it fun. Make it spicy. Get fun with it. Bring your friends in. Say, hey, who's dealing with anger today? You want to come over and write some letters to people and burn it? Cool. Let's have some fun. Have some organic snacks. Sip some seltzer water. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So again, whenever you get triggered in the space, please ask your root chakra, what are you trying to say to me? Hey, root chakra, what? I'm listening. Heading to the trees sounds lovely. So nice. So great. It's a great way to align. Going to nature is a great way to align mind, body, soul. We talked about that here a lot today. The protector of the wound. Thank you. Kick. Gnarl. Yeah. Right. So that's another archetype to look at within yourself. What is my protector doing? Because there's everyone's ego. Okay, this is important. The comments are all up on my face. Okay, let me see if I can just do some turning around. No, that makes it worse. All right. Okay. Oh, okay, sure. That's fine. What was I saying? Anyone know what I was saying? Nope. No one knows? Nobody knows? Okay. Nobody knows. That's fine. We're going to play with some cards, and then I'm going to close this out. But I really, really, really want to encourage the ego. Thank you. The protector of the ego. Thank you, Tanya. So everyone's ego is going to have a function of itself that is a protector. Everyone. No, not just indigo starseeds or crystal children or... No, everyone. Everyone who is born upon into planet Earth, their ego is going to have a function of itself, I'll say, a persona of itself, I'll say, that is the protector. So when that's active, we need to question it. We need to do the parts work. God is all, Source is all. But we're here, we're going to have this filter, okay? This energetic field, this filter, which does incorporate an ego. And that ego isn't to hurt us, but if the ego is becoming disruptive to us, we must attend to it. We can't just deny it and say, oh, I don't have an ego. Right, so the protector will be there to say, when people behave like that, they hurt us. Or when people look like that, they hurt us. Or when people blah, 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 they hurt us. So then the ego is going to go up and create protections, whether that's in the way of projection maybe, or a certain energetic that it's off-putting. But all of us have this. So best we just make peace with it, that we have this, so that we can at least go in. This was the first 2 years of my major healing self-journey, was me attending to my inner protector. It's also part of my soul. That's part of what my soul does in spirit, is a protector. So your protector isn't to be denied. And then don't think that things that show up in your ego are just ego. There's probably more to it. And if we're running from things like intimacy, I love intimacy so much, I don't really run from it. But those of us that are running from intimacy, we have to ask, what age was I when I learned to do this? That's an important question. Are you dealing with an inner child or an inner teen? You know, is that protector an inner child or an inner teen? Because an inner protector that's a child is going to behave very differently than an inner teen that's showing up in that protector aspect. Do you all hear me speaking in very weird lingo that only some of you will probably have the ability to understand? Okay, let's take some cards to lighten it up. And then I'm going to play some more sound bowls. And the light is coming in really differently than it was before, and that's fine. Because light shifts and changes. Sometimes it's really high frequency, and we're like, whoa, where am I? Is this a spaceship? Is this another star system? What's happening? And then sometimes it'll be different, you know? But we gotta just be. I don't think I overcame my ego. I think I integrated my ego. I think I listened to my ego to understand it more fully, so that when it does come into my life and create things like, my ego and I are friends again. We're friends again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see my ego as this villain in my life. I see my ego as, I'll say, maybe a lower frequency version or emanation of my soul, for sure. But it's still a part of me while I'm here. So I'm going to make peace with it. I'm not going to run from it or deny it. If it's scared, if it's hungry, if it's afraid, if it's anxious, if it's in doubt, I'm going to listen, figure out what's going on there, instead of saying, no, that's not real. I'm going to pretend like it doesn't exist. You hear me? I'm here to help you integrate your ego, not like exit out of the equation. Okay, I think that's enough of the sound bowls. Okay. All right, so 3, 7, 9. I'm going to do a little like oracle thing, and then we're going to close it out. 3, 7, 9. Right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Okay. The first one is, and this is super important, is a new earth. So tune into your own version of new earth right now. Tune into unity consciousness right now. Let your ego take a rest or a snack or a seat at the children's table to the left or the right. Okay? And then just tune into what New Earth will feel like for you. Now tune into what not inner Earth, although that's a whole nother ballpark, but New Earth, tune into how your inner child feels about New Earth. Tune into how your inner teen feels about New Earth. And it is happening. Keep holding the vision. Don't wait till you see it on the outside to see it from within. Remember of lag time. So remember, after a deep energetic healing, the body might take time to catch up. It's possible. But doesn't mean New Earth isn't possible. Right, so when the ego becomes the way that the ego can become. Maybe it's a protector, maybe it's a jerk, whatever it is. If we just let it take a rest, we're going to help ourselves. Thank you for the compliments. I receive. Okay, and then we got jump in. It's a beautiful card. Andromedan. Yep, I felt the Andromedans. They're very, like, different, I would say, than humans. The Andromedans, I don't know. Adventure, say yes to change. So interesting. So the Andromedans are actually coming into my consciousness right now and communicating some things. They're saying, if you're experiencing the resistance to change, or if you're experiencing overwhelm from all the change happening on planet Earth, it's time to call on the Andromedans. Because the Andromedans are, we can almost say about the Andromedans, I'm asking if I can say this, because if it's just, they're some of the most advanced humanoid type beings that there are in Andromeda. Very ancient. They're star beings from Andromeda. I don't often work with them. I'm very Pleiadian in nature, personally. That's just, we all have roots. So turn into your soul right now. Turn into first your body, and then drop an anchor beneath you. Landing here, okay? Land here. Land right here. I gotta ding that root chakra bowl so you all land. Land. So now tune into that so you're here in this body as this you. Your soul is limitless. Source is all. Okay. Your soul, limitless. Your soul might have stronger root systems, I'll say, in different star systems. So this is a star seed, is what I'm referring to here. So your soul may have more developed embodiments, I'll say, in different star systems than maybe here. But they're all interconnected. Yes, in the higher self, but there's many higher selves. So we often think of the higher self as one. No, there's many. And yeah, you can even think of your higher self as a future version of you, if you want. But I mean, they're correcting me a little bit because I've been really anchored in my higher self for a really long time. But so they're saying that's why spiritual awakening can be very overwhelming, because the higher self does comprise of many. So when you start bringing more of that higher self in, it can be debilitating because it's many. So that's why sometimes when we're tuning into the star systems, we'll kind of go one at a time, because that star system has its own complexities, its own frequencies, its own everything, you know? So when we bring that stuff in, we have to be very cognizant of softening to it, because it's probably going to be higher frequency than we're used to. Okay. Let me see if I got everything there. Oh, and then the final card is Star Family. Look how beautiful that imagery is. Wow. Let me see if I can do it better on the camera. Ding, ding, ding. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. We're doing that right now. We're gathering here, light working, sending our soul light into the earth, you know, through us as the portal, to call it in, through the body and then into the earth, and then for everyone. So the shortcut, remember, about this, connecting with this star family, is this is something I've recently started doing, which my guides have guided me to, and I'll just share at the end here, which is the anchors. I love doing the anchors. The anchors are fun. We got an anchor, right? These will float away. We don't want to float away. We want to be here. We chose this. But what I've been doing is, whenever I find anything that like requires a little bit longer time for me, like maybe I'll do, like I do healings on my family, I do healings on people I know, I do lots of stuff, I do healings on myself. I'll pick up someone's knee from across the world and be like, oh great, okay, well there it is again, okay. But it used to bother me and like annoy me about my gifts. Like, why does my body have to feel everything? Why does what I've fine-tuned is, if anything needs to be healed, what I do is, I'm not just like, so let's say someone's knee is bothering them, or someone's dealing with this ailment or this issue or this whatever. I don't just go and like try to heal it for them or for me. I try to heal it for everyone. So it helps like soften my ego. Like when I'll be, you know, I do these healings, these one-to-one healings often, and I'll, you know, like let's say I'm using the knee as an example here. When the knee starts to bother me and I'm like, this is annoying. Like, I take such good care of my body. Why should I have to be taking care of someone else's knee? Right? That's like what the ego might say. I go, no. I want every single person that's dealing with a knee issue to have this quelled and healed. And that sort of does this thing where the light that's coming in from my higher self and through my body expands and goes beyond that ego layer that's saying, ew, why do I have these gifts that I can heal someone else's body? Like, okay, ego, let's take a seat, sweetie. Because I came here as a soul to do this work. I came here to help. I came here to alleviate. I came here to help people a little bit realign, reposition, get re-anchored in their higher self pillar. But I'm not here to hold everyone's hand. I'm here to just allow them to know that they can do it too. And so I'm saving not only the world and everyone, but I'm helping myself by saying, when I go to heal this, whatever this is, I want it healed for everyone. Oh, it's narcissistic abuse or something. Okay, I don't want to just heal it for this one person. I want everyone who's experienced this to experience healing. This is how to take your light working to the next level. And your mind's going to say, but that's more. How do I handle more? I can barely handle this one thing I'm picking up. That's what the ego is going to say. What part of the ego? Does anyone know? What part of the ego did we talk about here today? Anyone? Anyone? I'll just share it. The protector. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Dragonfly. So that's when we have to make if we just pretend it doesn't exist, we won't even try our healing gifts. We won't even try. Because we're going to be completely unaware that our ego is trying to protect us from our own gifts. So we won't even try. We won't even show up to try. That's why I say the things I say about the ego, because we have to acknowledge its existence. What gets us into places that are more in the realm of suffering, or that the places that are lower frequency, is rejecting those parts, cramming them, shoving them away. We have to tend to them, you know? Rick, I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Okay, because it was a really good one. Honestly, it was very interactive, very helpful, I think, for myself included. So I'll post this one up on YouTube. And just enjoy your days today. Oh, medium Amanda Penninger, this is great today. Needed this today. Good. I'm glad that we found each other to share this playful sound session and tune into a little bit with the angels, a little bit with the guides. Do a tiny bit of shadow work, although it was kind of peppered out through the whole time. And we learned a little bit about astrology, that was fun. I'm really going to have to listen to this back and look at my nail chart, because they were saying some things that I was like having aha after aha after aha, but I had to simmer my ahas to stay in the brain waves to keep the channel. Some of you know what I'm saying. This is lots of things sprinkled out throughout these transmissions that are going to be key codes for all of you in activating your spiritual gifts. All right, I love you so much. Be sure to hydrate. Let's take one deep breath together. Grateful for you all. Namaste.